welcome back to another video. Back at the shop with Spencer.
Yeah,
What's going on, Spencer? Tell us.
The Chaser's back in town. We've been building this car for a while now. It made 570 last time I was here at 18 pounds of boost, that's a lot of power on a 1J for 18 pounds of boost. But we maxed out the fuel pump and we maxed out the injectors. So we are putting much bigger injectors in now. It had 1050s in there now because we weren't expecting to ever go this high on power, but he keeps wanting more, so let's go, baby. So we got twin 540s. So that's gonna be a lot of power. Right now the car's also on a Haltech, and we're gonna take the Haltech out, put that in his Tundra, and then put the a Link GX4 in it. So we're expected to make 650 on this setup. And then we're gonna be really pushing the stock block at that point. It has a built head, springs, retainers, stage 1 cams, but the bottom end is bone stock.
With the R154?
Yeah, R154, yeah.
Nice.
And we just put a twin plate in about 2 weeks ago. Because it actually had the factory clutch held 570 to the wheels. But we know that's ridiculous, so no reason to chance it more.
Right. The old pump and the hanger's already out.
Yep. This is a low pressure, which is fine for about 500. 570 it made on it, no problem, but we're gonna put a whole brand new setup in there. That way it will last forever and good to go again. So, yep, just keep prodding away.
Yes, sir.
Get her back together, and then she'll be on the dyno in probably like next weekend. This thing's still on a factory fuel rail.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's no regulator.
Did you have to put like spacers or like for the injectors?
Actually, I didn't put the injectors in. So the car came with a Tomei bottom mount turbo and the 1050s that were in it. So we never did that. We just changed it to a top mount turbo because he wanted 550 horsepower, and those bottom mounts will make more than about 470. I think it made 430 or something like that before, and then we went top mount and they made 570 like instantly on low boost. Cool. So this is the first time we've done a twin pump on a JZX, and these pumps physically won't fit through the hole in the fuel tank because the hole in the fuel tank is about that big. So you have to put one of these pumps in first on the hanger and install it, and then you have to slip another one in past it, and then somehow attach it to the hanger already in the fuel pump tank, which seems very difficult to me. So we'll see how this goes. Because I already knew that was going to be the case, but I don't even know, bro. Let's go. We're going to pull off the secondary feed. So right now it's factory only run one feed pump. So you have to remove this Allen wrench right here, and then you install a secondary barb. That guy right there. And then they combine inside right there, so both feeds out of the pump. And then one pump only runs at one time, and the second one kicks on at about 4,000 or 5,000 RPMs when the first pump starts losing pressure. That's right before that will kick the secondary pump on, so they don't ever fight each other. Because if you had both pumps running at idle, it creates a high amperage situation where it just draws the crap out of your alternator. So you start losing voltage at idle and stuff like that, and then also you got two pumps sitting there fighting each other at idle, trying to beat up each other. And that's not a good thing ever, because the weaker pump's going to fail quicker because it gets hammered by the better pump, and then you lose a pump and you don't even realize it until your car starts leaning out. So, got to do it right. There we go. Smaller diameter pumps, bigger diameter pumps. We put the big boy in. Oh, it's fucked up. Never assemble anything that has an O-ring without lubricant. Alright, so next one we got both power wires for both pumps on. This is the long one to stick in after we install the first one. And then we got the dual split feeders on the interior. So we'll install both pumps here, and then they both feed to here, and then the power, and blah, blah, blah. Let's go. These are one-time use. Once that's on there, it's never coming back off. All right, just a heads up. You actually don't need to hose clamp these. I do no matter what. But like, if you pull them apart in a factory car, they don't hose clamp them at all.
They don't go back the same?
Yeah. Well, it's a push lock. It like clicks into this little spot right there, so the barbs sit in a spot. So it's like, I'd break this before I'd ever get it off. So that's why they don't even hose clamp them. But I mean, I'm going to anyways. Just precautionary. And then this just runs up like that, connects right onto that one the same way. Pretty simple. I wish I could buy like I wish I could find a 50 pack of these. Somebody tell me where the fuck to buy these. I hate these things. I lose them all the time.
Somebody in the comments.
Yeah.
Let us know where we can buy them.
They're not like $4 each, okay? Because when I buy them from Centric, they want like $7 for this, okay? $7, dude. Hell no. I want them for like 12 cents. Quality shit. Comes with a cap. Keeps dust out of it. Radium's good shit, bro. This is good shit. They make good stuff. Easy installation, good instructions. I've installed probably about 200 fuel systems, fuel rails from them, and literally every one is straightforward, goes right in, works good, fits good, and most importantly, looks good. You know? It's like, fuck yeah. Well, I guess most importantly is working good. For me, it's 50-50. It has to work good and look good, otherwise it's not a good product.
Right.
Alright, let's wish me luck and don't lose this one. You do this shit like a safety box so I can't lose them. There you go. Installed. That's where that little clip goes. But yeah, they love to shoot off, and especially if you try to pull it off, boom, gone. Sayonara, sucker. Alright, so set the other pump up, keep dropping shit. Oh, it's trash bin. Dyno next door.
John tuning next door.
Working to the background of 700 horsepower. There we go. Oh, not enough. Let all the strength combine. Boom, number 2 done. Cool. So filters are in, feed lines are in, power's in. So basically all you need to do is mount a pump on here, hook up the line, hook up this other pump free floating, and then you set it in, you stuff this pump in secondary, and somehow you strap it on here. But I'm not that far in instructions yet, so we'll see how it goes. Stay tuned.
Here's the whole radium assembly together. Dash 6 A and out, and twin pumps, all hosed and bracketed in. We have to take it back apart to put it in. I'll show you in a second why. But yeah, this doesn't fit through the hole in the back seat of the Chaser. You can see how small the fuel tank hole is compared to this. As you see, that won't fit through there no matter what. This is how big the pump is compared to. There's no way to fit 2 of these through at the same time, so that's why Radium came up with this solution. So you take one pump, put it in there, and then you bolt it all together while it's in. So this is what I'm talking about. You have to split the pumps up. You slide this one in first, and then you slide this one in, and then you bolt that to this once it's in. Pretty smart. So let's go. All right, it's in. It was not easy. It was a hell of a struggle. I don't even think I can get it out to show you guys, but it's all in there and bolted in. Both pumps. It's pretty gnarly to get the assembly in by itself, but it's there, it's in. I just need to replace this line with the whole new steel braided line that goes down to the fuel pump, and I'll put a return line on it, and then we have to do a new harness for the dual relays. So let's go. Stage 1 of 3 done. All right, so now we got the fuel pump installed. We got to get the harness to it. So we got a high amp fuel pump relay right here and some 10 gauge wiring. So we're going to run a power wire from the battery all the way to the back to the relay in the trunk. And then a trigger wire from the ECU to the fuel pump relay in the back. And then the secondary pump's only going to run, like we explained earlier, when it hits boost, and that will trigger this relay on, and then the pump will come in when it needs it. Here we go. We got the harness installed, trigger wire,
main power. I'm going to run this up through the firewall real quick. You can already see I got a pull shoved through the firewall to tape on the wire so we can just yank it up through without struggling getting the wire through. It's down there somewhere. And then this trigger wire is going to run to the link that's underneath the center console. That's where the factory ECU is on a JZX100. So we have to remove all this to get to it in a minute, but that's no rush. And then you can see the wire down here. It runs all the way to the back. Right here, we'll make a hatch in here, and then the relay and everything will be installed down here, and then the power wires will be run up to here. Cool, we got the wire run through into the front. We got the relay prepped. I made a little firewall grommet to make sure the wire goes through safe. See, that's gonna go right there. And this is gonna sit down here. It runs along this wire. And then down here, so we'll get it all mounted. I have a bunch of wire ties. And then the relay will be mounted on the back side of this. So whenever you need to access it, you just pull this plate off and it'll all be wired in right here. So that's how we do it. Should look pretty good when we're done. This is gonna go up here. We got the relay mounted on the back of the panel. Bam, like that. There's the power wire through. This will get mounted down along this wire, down there, under the seat. Good to go. If you need to get to the fuel pump relay, we pop the panel off, and that's accessible. Cool, I'll take it. Let's go. Next step. All right, we're back underneath the Chaser. I got it in the air now. You can see the aftermarket fuel filter we had installed before that we adapted to run on the factory fuel lines. Now I'm going to run a brand new line from the pump in the Radium top hat to down here. It cycles up under here. And then it goes through this bulkhead right here. So you got to unbolt that, and we'll run the line through and attach it to all the other stuff. And it'll look pretty good when we're done. You'll see when it's done. I hear fuel. I don't know if there's any fuel in the tank though. That's cold start. Fuel system's in, twin pump setups in, return lines in, fuel relays mounted underneath the box right there, and the main ground's there. Just gonna basically drain out the rest of the ethanol and make sure there's no leaks, and put some 90-to-1 in it for a flex tune, and run it, baby. Let's go. Power to here, and that should kick the pump on.